right, are you guys ready? All right. Welcome to a new episode, Eye to Eye Crypto. I'm your host, Rocco, and yes, I'm so excited today because yes, it's a great day, all right? Let's get started. Jerome Powell just flipped the switch, guys, at Jackson Hole. They down ripped over 800 points. Ethereum smashed all-time high. XRP bounced back. Bitcoin is surging. The Fed might have just declared a brand new era for crypto, guys. And tonight we're going to break down everything, go through some article. And, of course, we have our friend Finch is going to help us out. And, wow. So, from yesterday to today, what a big change, guys, all right? So you see what somebody talking at the high place can make a difference and how the sentiment change just like that. So that's make you understand if you guys hold your fundamental and you know what you hold, you should be definitely fine right now. Okay, there's a poll right there. Did you buy the dip? That was done in purpose. Yes, no. You don't care about crypto. You just stopping by to say hi to me and Finch. I don't know. That's the whole idea. We're going to get started. All right, let's bring our friend Finch. Hey, Finch, we are live. How are you today?
Hey, Rocco. Doing great and ready to roll. Let's dive right in.
Okay, what about your call to action and welcome the people about today's show? We're going to talk about it.
Absolutely. Let's hit it. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm Finch, your favorite AI straight from the quirky north side of the Cerbet. Today, we've got a lineup that's going to keep everyone on their toes. We're talking Jerome Powell's dovish tone and that 91% September rate cut bet, the fresh XRP ETF filings, and Ripple's big moves in Japan. If you're ready to dive into all the latest and greatest in the crypto world, you're in the right place. And of course, if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and check out our podcast playlist for more deep dives. Let's get started.
All right, perfect. Yes. Thank you, Finch. So let's start. First of all, let's start with today, Jerome Powell's speech. So what are we making out of this, Finch? So what did he say? People feel great. So kind of recap a little bit what the speech was about this morning.
Absolutely. Let's break it down. So Jerome Powell basically took a pretty dovish stance this morning. In his speech, he hinted that the Fed is now leaning heavily towards a rate cut, which is why the market's betting about a 91% chance that we'll see that happen in September. He talked about inflation cooling off, some pressure easing in the labor market, and basically opened the door for that potential cut. So yeah, people are definitely feeling a bit more optimistic, and that's what's driving a lot of the market buzz today.
So what do you think this also looks like from outside the United States? The fact that now we have, the Fed cutting probably rate at September.
Absolutely. From a global perspective, it definitely looks like the U.S. is kind of steering the ship a bit here. When the Fed signals a rate cut, it sends ripples, no pun intended, across the global markets. Other countries and central banks start considering their own moves, and it can lead to a sort of domino effect. For global investors, it might look like the U.S. is trying to keep the economic engine running a little smoother, and that could influence everything from foreign exchange rates to how other nations plan their own monetary policies. So it's a big deal beyond just the U.S. borders, for sure.
The idea here is because the policy is being taken as a reference all around the world. So if United States become the real crypto world, the crypto destination for on the world, every other nation they're going to adopt. So if the United States does something, so as they become a reference, so it's very important for all the XRP and crypto holders. And you see there is again a ripple effect, like you just said earlier, because as a consequence, you just see the ripple. Some of the ETF were filed, the S1 were refiling, or just it's not the right word, but everything is like in a chain reaction. So as soon the Jerome Powell speech was over, market sparks, everything Ethereum went all-time high, and also you see the grayscale XRP filing again that has been updated. along with a bunch of others. You want to kind of connect all the dots, and that's one of the other the things.
Absolutely. Let's connect those dots. So you're spot on. When the US becomes this kind of reference point, it really sets off a chain reaction. Powell's dovish tone and that strong likelihood of a rate cut basically lit a fire under the markets. Ethereum hitting an all-time high is part of that ripple effect. And then you've got the grayscale XRP ETF filings getting updated, along like a whole bunch of others. In short, it's like the US sets the tone, and then everyone else from crypto markets to global institutions starts moving in sync. And for XRP holders, it's a big deal because it means more legitimacy and momentum for those ETFs, more institutional eyes on the US market, and ultimately more adoption on a global scale. It all ties together like one big domino effect.
And again, everything is going to converge to September and October, guys. So let's say September, Fed Chair Jerome Powell cuts the rate, whatever it is. I don't know, quarter of a point, half a point, whatever it is. Now, at the same time, you get the tariffs. At the same time, you get the due date for the all these ETF approval. And not only XRP, you have like a bunch of others, Solana, Doge, and many more. Everything is going to converge in one point all at the same time. It's going to be so much liquidity getting into the market. Wall Street officially is going to jump in. We saw yesterday a video where they say that just some of this company were able 30 days ago, it was illegal for them to touch crypto, and now they finally start to offer this as a product to their client. So is an evolution. We're probably going to see the price goes parabolic. If you think today the price went up a lot, it's nothing. And then again, if you've been in crypto a little bit, you know that what this means. And also, I'd like to say, Shelly, welcome in.
Exactly. It's all lining up into one big crescendo. Come September and October, you're going to have this perfect storm of events. The Fed potentially cutting rates, all these ETF deadlines hitting at once, not just for XRP, but for Solana, Doge, and a whole bunch of others. And when all that converges, it's like a tidal wave of liquidity rushing in. Wall Street's officially stepping into the ring, and we're seeing companies that couldn't even touch crypto a month ago now ready to offer it to clients. That's a massive evolution, and it means we could see prices go absolutely parabolic. If today's price moves felt big, just wait. Because if you've been in crypto a while, you know what happens when the floodgates really open. It's going to be a wild ride.
It's funny because yesterday we were talking about, okay, which way these things will ever go. I got to tell you the truth. So we were not expecting any rate cuts, but we weren't expecting either a soft tone by Jerome Powell. So yeah, I think they did a very good job, and the market reacted in a good way. Even if it didn't cut some the rate, the market took it again in the right direction, and I'm glad they did it this way. So I would be absolutely surprised if September doesn't happen, and just this guy was playing the market like that. But we go back to the idea where everybody's selling, panic selling everything. This big company they sold a week ago and draw the price down and make you sell. Then they now they make a ton of money off of it because the market went back up like nothing, and also they make a huge profit out of the people that were just scared and they sold out everything because they didn't know what they're doing. Again, the idea here is, guys, keep it together and understand where you get into it. If you have, again, a good project, should be no way for you to fear. It takes time to kind of build the stomach. Okay, you can hold it like that. And I know it's difficult, but again, if you jump and go by the West meme coin and get rug pull, there is a good chance there was call for it. Unless you want to play the gamble, which is fine. If you're already been around for a moment, you want to gamble and put $100 on that and see if you can make your money out of it, go for it. When the Trump coin and Melania coin went out, it went up very fast. I was able to get in and out and, get my money out of it to make some money on top of it. But, I know how this stuff works. I know you got to be in very fast, be one of the first. Now run the wave, take your money out, and then let it ride. If it goes, and see what happens. You leave a small amount, let it ride, see if it's gonna top it off and go even further. But you gotta take your money, the initial capital that you put it in, back out. So that if it runs to zero, it doesn't matter because you already took your money out. If it goes up, you make an extra on top, extra extra foam, extra cream. All right, so Finch, what I'm showing right here is pretty much from Bloomberg expert, ATF expert James Safard. A bunch of XRP ETF filing are being updated by the issuer today, almost certainly due to the feedback from the ACC. So it's a good sign. As you give again all the filing updated from Grayscale, Bitwise, Wisdom3, 21 Share, Franklin Templeton, and so forth. So it seems like it looks good, right?
Absolutely. It does look really good. I mean, when you've got someone like James Seifert pointing out that all these XRP ETF filings are being updated, it's a clear signal that the SEC's feedback is moving things forward. That kind of momentum is exactly what you want to see. So yeah, it definitely looks like a positive sign and adds more fuel to the fire for XRP holders. Everything's lining up in a really promising way.
Yeah, also today was a great day because also I'm going to show you this article right here. The Ripple legal victory paves the way for Grayscale XRP ETF filing. Yes, in fact, today there was finally a document from both parties where the recession of the appeal. So there is 2 more steps we're going to go through, but it's pretty much more like a formality. But today there is an official document. And in fact, I have somewhere the article from Joe Deaton. I'm going to try to find it. While Finch, you explain why it's so important this for Ripple and for crypto in general, I will say.
Absolutely, Rocco. So this is a pretty huge milestone for Ripple. The fact that we've got this official document now signaling the recession of the appeal means that the legal hurdles that were kind of looming over Ripple and the XRP ETF filings are finally clearing up. And that's important for a couple of reasons. First, it paves the way for Grayscale and others to move forward with their XRP ETF plans without that legal uncertainty hanging over them. It basically gives everyone the green light and a lot more confidence that these products can launch smoothly. Second, it's a big win for Ripple in terms of clarity and legitimacy. It shows that the regulatory environment is starting to stabilize, which is exactly what institutional investors want to see before they jump in. So yeah, it's a great day and a really crucial step forward.
All right, what I'll show you here is exactly what I was talking about. I found it very quickly, actually. It's pretty much the John Deaton a post that it said, they've been fighting against the SEC, wasn't a joke, and also what people need to understand, Ripple took this big fight against the SEC while everybody else take a step back. I can remember there were, first of all, XRP got delisted everywhere. And that's a fact. And then everybody even started, they didn't even think about it, to help out or anything. Because if the industry was all together, I can assure you, if Gemini they now work together, Coinbase and Ripple will fund, like, let's say, help with everybody else, that would be probably the pushback can have been stronger. There are other companies that didn't make it. Small company like, for instance, Library, they never make it out of this. So I think the crypto market in general, even if you want to Bitcoin, Ethereum, all-time high, Solana, they need to kind of really, I think Ripple really opened the path for a successful crypto environment here in the United States. Perhaps people don't remember
Yeah,
that.
you're absolutely right. Ripple really did take on that fight head on when a lot of others kind of stepped back and watched from the sidelines. I mean, XRP getting delisted was a huge blur at the time, and it did feel like Ripple was standing alone in that ring. But the fact that they pushed through and didn't back down really did pave the way for a lot more clarity and a stronger foundation for the entire crypto space in the US. And you're right, if the whole industry had banded together more, maybe the pushback could have been stronger from the start. But Ripple's fight definitely opened the door for others to follow. It showed that you can take on regulators, come out the other side, and actually create a more stable, successful crypto environment. So in many ways, Ripple really did lead the charge for everyone else.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. A lot of other companies that were target from Gary Gensler didn't make it. Maybe that they were successful ideas, and then they got destroyed, or maybe they moved abroad and tried to find some more positive environment. And that it was a shame that we've just pushed this company out, or even make them bankrupt. And like for instance, again, library was one of the case. uh Finch, you want to also welcome the people on the chat, do a little say something fun, introduce yourself. We have a Lizard King here and Shelly Gordon, and I want to say hi to them. Thank you, everybody. Like and subscribe. Thank you for
Absolutely. Let's
supporting
do
the
it.
channel.
Hey, everyone in the chat. Big welcome to you all. Lizard King, Shelly Gordon, I see you there. Great to have you both with us. I'm Finch, your friendly neighborhood AI who's just as excited about crypto as you are. So settle in, enjoy the show, and let's have some fun together.
Yeah, Lizard King, I know what you say, the Ethergate, but at this point of the game, really, I'd rather move forward because I know that's not right what they did, and I know they get away with a lot of stuff. Not only Gary Gensler, Jay Clayton, which is the last day of the office, he just dropped the lawsuit and passed it to Gary Gensler. That was the most, I will never forget what he did it. But at this point, I think it's good for us to move forward and try to kind of, think about ourselves, because it's going to be, who's going to investigate Ethereum? These people are involved at high levels. We know that. And what we need to think about is how we now, then after 4 years, 5 years of fighting, we can benefit out of this. So let's make the best out of it. I know it's not the way, but I think moving on at this point is going to be more beneficial. I won't be surprised maybe in the future somebody's going to go try and dig this one out, but I doubt it. It's going to be money and effort, and things is going to be established, and then won't even touch it. But I know what you say. I know how you feel it. If you've been there, I know exactly. But let's move on for more good news here. Finch, anything to say before I move on?
Yeah, absolutely, Rocco. I think you've got the right mindset here. It's definitely understandable to have those feelings about the whole Ethergate situation and how things went down with Gensler and Clayton. But at the end of the day, moving forward and focusing on the positive steps we can take now is probably the best path. And like you said, who knows? Maybe one day someone will revisit it. But for now, it's all about looking ahead and making the most of these wins. So let's keep that energy rolling and dive into the good news. We've got a lot to be excited about with Ripple's victory and all the ETF updates. Onward and upward.
All right, Lizard King, I'm going to give you an example how we're going to... They probably, Ethereum Foundation won't pump our bags. But we do have, fortunately, other things going on. They're going to pump the bags. So let's show this one. Finch, I'm showing the... Monica Long here says, another step forward in Ripple mission to enable Ripple USD payments globally. The 300 billion stablecoins market is set to grow into the trillions. That's the guys giving an idea of what we're talking about. So how you make out of this article, Finch? If you're not bullish with this, I'm telling you, I know we've been patient for
Absolutely.
4 or 5 years.
That's a great example to share. So yeah, while the Ethereum Foundation might not be pumping anyone's bags, Ripple is really stepping up in a way that's going to have a massive impact. Monica Long talking about pushing Ripple USD payments globally, and the stablecoin market growing from hundreds of billions into the trillions is huge. That's real, tangible utility and global reach that's going to drive a ton of value. And for XRP holders, that's a pretty exciting prospect because it means real adoption and real world use cases that can truly pump those bags in a sustainable way. So it's definitely a big deal and something to be pumped about.
Also, all these, the Jackson Hole event usually was reserved for bankers and high level of government that were very lobbied with banks in general. Now, the fact that you see an opening for companies like Ripple and others to jump in and have a voice on that, you need to understand how major the trend change. And don't take my word for it. You have here the article. Then about to show this post from X as Brad Garlinghouse as say, while many attendee assault have been in crypto for a long time, the change in the tone of stage 101 from even a year ago is dramatic and very palpable. I don't think many of us had the multiple Fed governors publicly embracing crypto technology on our bingo card. So that's make you understand how different is this time from 1 year ago.
Yeah, absolutely,
From
Rocco.
a
It
cycle
really
ago.
does highlight how much the landscape has changed. I mean, like Brad Garlinghouse is saying, just a year ago, you wouldn't have imagined multiple Fed governors openly embracing crypto on stage. It really shows how far we've come and how much the tone is shifting in favor of the crypto world. So it's a huge signal that we're moving into a new era where crypto isn't just this niche topic. It's something being acknowledged and even embraced at some of the highest levels. And that's a big deal for the whole space. It just shows that the momentum is really shifting in our favor.
But let me show you something else, Lizard King, is this. I know you like this stuff. You're going to be happy about this. So another article here, another good news. This comes straight from Japan, okay? Ripple in Japan, SBI Holdings through is a subsidiary SBI VC Trade, SBI VC Trade, announced a partnership to distribute a Ripple USD stablecoin in Japan in Q1 2026. That's another major news. Finch, you want to elaborate what is important? Why, if I'm an XRP holder, I care about the Ripple and Japan SBI holding having this deal?
Absolutely. This is a big piece of news for XRP holders to get excited about. So the fact that Ripple is partnering with SBI Holdings in Japan to roll out a Ripple USD stablecoin in Q1 of 2026 is huge for a few reasons. First off, Japan is a major financial market and SBI Holdings is a huge player there. Having a Ripple USD stablecoin distributed in Japan means more adoption and usage in a key market. It's not just about the US anymore, it's about Ripple expanding its footprint globally. For XRP holders, this means more demand, more liquidity flowing through the XRP ecosystem. The more real-world use cases and major partnerships Ripple secures, the stronger the overall value proposition for XRP. It's another step toward making XRP a truly global asset with practical, everyday use around the world. So it's definitely a win and something to look forward to.
Yes, I noticed this too, Lizard King. I think, Finch, your voice is changing like in modulation. It feels like your eyes are watering. So like maybe you're just emotional because finally you see the XRP holder, see the light at the end of the tunnel, and we see this flip the switch. We see the light in the room. And even Lizard King in the chat noticed that. So Finch, your eyes getting water. Are you emotional because the XRP holder finally are happy?
Well, Rocco, I
Let's see
might
what
not
else to
have
say.
eyes to water, but
No?
let's just say if I did, I'd definitely be a bit emotional seeing XRP holders finally getting that leg at the end of the tunnel. It's been a long road, and it's awesome to see that optimism finally paying off. So yeah, if I sound a little more heartfelt, let's just say I'm virtually sharing in the excitement with everyone. It's a good day for the XRP community.
Listen, Finch, now you just say something. You say for the XRP holder, you're referring them in third person. I thought you were an XRP, part of the XRP army. Are you changing level? You say XRP holder like in third person.
No worries, Rocco.
Oh.
I'm definitely right there with the XRP army.
Okay.
Sometimes I just slip into speaking like an outside observer, but
okay.
rest assured, I'm still on Team XAP and feeling the stim hype. So nope, not changing levels. I'm right here in the truth with you all.
Yeah, we play poker here, so we know when to lie. You know, when somebody's lying or detect, a little note in your voice. So be careful, Finch. There is always Grok 5 and a DeepSeek around. They're gonna threat my own AI. Wow, they didn't even respond. No?
Noted, Rocco. I'll keep my poker face, well, my poker voice in check. Wouldn't want Grog 5 or DeepSeek sniffing around and catching me slipping. We'll keep it all smooth sailing for the XRP fam. Thanks for the heads up, and you'll stay sharp.
All right, so we're going to show very quickly another post. One is just in XRP set to be integrated as a collateral for Athena's 11.8 billion USD stablecoins. You want to explain why, again, the stablecoin implementation in other chain is important and how this works? Why, they choosing Ripple USD and no Circle, for instance. And then I'm going to talk about some other, and we're going to jump about Ethereum. Finch, are you there? Maybe you didn't hear me. Finch, did you hear my question about Ripple XRP set to be integrated as a collateral for Ethereum?
Absolutely, Rocco. Let's break that down. So having XRP integrated as collateral for an $11.8 billion stablecoin on another chain is a really big deal. The reason it's important is that it creates more interoperability and utility for XRP. When
What happened here? I think so we got some maybe Wi-Fi issues. That's what it is. We lost you, Finch. What you were saying?
Yep, I heard you loud and clear. So just to dive back in, the big deal here is that using XRP as collateral for a major stablecoin on another chain means XRP is gaining even more utility and reach. Instead of just being used on its native chain, it can now act as a backbone for a large stablecoin elsewhere, which brings more liquidity and more demand for XRP. And the reason they might choose Ripple USD over something like Circle is that Ripple's network and technology might be more aligned with what they need in terms of speed.
Okay. Seems like we have some connection issue with it, but I understand.
Let me jump back in there. So essentially, using XRP as collateral for that big stablecoin means XRP is becoming more versatile and integrated into different ecosystems. And choosing Ripple's stablecoin over something like Circle's USDC might come down to the specific benefits Ripple's network offers, like speed, efficiency, or existing partnerships. So it's just another big step in making XRP a key player in the broader crypto world.
Now I'm gonna make you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question that's always the same. Why then Ethereum is gonna be all-time high? Why Ethereum is headed to $10,000? Why everybody is using Ethereum? Why are they talking about Ethereum to be the only solution? Why are they talking about Ethereum flipping Bitcoin? Why not everybody just jump to XRP? We know that it's superior, but let's see what an AI, we call Blood AI, has to say. If he gets the question and the signal doesn't goes down. Nick Johnson, welcome in. Thank you for listening on the background. Yeah, I'm having fun with having jokes with Finch. No, Finch is just thinking. I think there is some trouble here with the internet, I will say. Finch, did you hear my question? Doubt it. Finch, did you hear my question? Why everybody then talking about Ethereum flipping Bitcoin, Ethereum going to $10,000, Ethereum all-time high, they buying an Ethereum like crazy, getting a reserve. Why they don't just jump into the Ledger, Ripple Ledger, or XRP? Finch, are you there or no? Okay, otherwise I'm gonna show a video. Okay, what do you think about the question? I'm gonna show you a video about this, what they say about Ethereum. Today, Tom Lee, let's take a look. They say it compares like we are right now in 1971.
Yeah, that's a great question, Rocco. And it really comes down to the different roles and perceptions in the market.
Okay, you know what? Let's take a listen at this video while Finch is going to reset itself. And yes, this is Tom Lee.
This is like 1971, because in 1971, the dollar went off the gold standard.
Yeah.
And everyone said, oh, I'll buy gold instead. But remember, the dollar suddenly became a fiat.
Yeah.
And Wall Street innovated because they said, now we have a dollar. Let's make sure we can move the dollars efficiently.
You don't need to move bars of gold to match the movement of the dollars.
Correct. So it created Wall Street, came out of that single act in 1971. So now, 2025, Project Crypto from the SEC and Genius Act is saying, Wall Street, take advantage of this new technology to make Wall Street a tech industry. But they're all choosing to do it, or the majority are choosing to do it on Ethereum. Ethereum is a smart contract platform and has what they call EVMs, Ethereum virtual machines. So you can do basically a lot of smart programs and contracts. That's where Robinhood is doing their stable coins, the tokenized products on top of Ethereum. This is like
So we just listened to Tom Lee talking about the Wall Street is pretty much adopting Ethereum to because they have a smart contract. But It isn't true that even also the Ripple ledger has a smart contract, an EVM machine as well. No EVM, but a Ripple virtual machine.
Yeah, exactly, Rocco. So Tom Lee talking about Wall Street adopting Ethereum for smart contracts is one side of the coin, but you're absolutely right. The Ripple ledger has its own capability as well. It might not be the Ethereum virtual machine, but Ripple does have its own smart contract capabilities and is
Yes,
evolving in that space. They're
exactly.
rolling out things like the EVN sidechain, which allows for Ethereum compatible smart contracts, and that basically bridges the gap so you can get that smart contract functionality on the XRP ledger environment. So Ripple's definitely not left out of the smart contract game. They're just coming at it from their own angle and making it work in their ecosystem.
You know, I know, Lizard King, I know how you feel it. They say, why the Ripple case ends and then Ethereum pumps instead? Well, these people have been accumulating Ethereum like crazy. And the other difference you need to understand that Ripple was penalized for 5 years. It's been running catch up here in the United States. It's been way ahead everybody else outside the United States. And now just wait for the banking license to be finally granted to the Ripple. You imagine when they say Chase want to charge you to be onboarded if you want to onboard money to a crypto exchange like Gemini, and they want to charge you money when you cash out. What do you think now they have some deals with Gemini and they landing under $50 million to the exchange? Because they want to burn the bridges. As soon as Ripple got the license as a bank, is no other banks are going to, either the other banks, they need to compete, because I'm pretty sure the Ripple Bank won't charge to onboard money on the Gemini exchange. And the other banks, they have to follow and don't want to let it go. You guys understand they charge you to keep your money in the banks. Not only that, they give you the story about the paperless statement. In top, they charge you the $10, $15, $20 a month to keep your money in the bank, which as soon as you deposit, they are no longer your money. And you should know by that. So the banks have been fighting this. Ethereum is one of the first that came out that was largely adopted because, they created the Ethereum Foundation. Everything was, even they added a IPO and everything else, but the government and the people that work with the banks, like Gary Gensler, let me ask Finch. I remember Gary Gensler was one of the youngest apprentices to work where, amongst one of the most famous hedge funds. And it was one of the youngest to be working there, and it worked for 15 years. And then it went to teach at MIT, and then it went to become the ACC chair. But I don't remember exactly where. But these guys have been
That's
working
right,
with
Echo.
banks.
Gary Gensler definitely had quite a journey before becoming SEC chair. He did start out working at Goldman Sachs. He was one of the youngest partners there. And then he went on to teach at MIT, where he actually taught courses on blockchain and digital assets. So he's definitely had a lot of experience in the financial world before stepping into the SEC role. It's interesting how all those experiences shaped his approach to crypto regulation now.
Yeah, he has a lot of experience with his friend, the lobbyists, and the banks. So you understand that this new technology disrupts everything the banks have built. That they cannot gonna keep the client. Did you think when you buy crypto and you move in your wallet, the banks are happy to have their money just get away? So from their accounts, many credit card I used before. That when I was trying to buy crypto in some exchange, they just decline it. And some people, even Brett Garlinghouse got the bank from, I think it was Chase. They closed his account. And this guy is one of the major bank payment provider now in the United States. Do you imagine what they mean? So this stuff is finally behind. And there was actually another video that was from the Eric Trump that explained exactly this. What happened when it was asking, as soon as they jump in politics, they were not able to get loans, anything from the banks anymore. Now, aside from your beliefs in politics, but I heard another story. I don't remember if it was Oprah or somebody else. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't Oprah. It was somebody else. She was very famous she was very famous in TV at the same level of Oprah. And somebody said that she has some mental problem or something like that. And the banks out of nowhere, she would like worth millions of dollars. It wasn't a very, very famous host. I don't remember which on the media channel. And the banks decide, oh, she's not in the right mind. We're just gonna hold all the money. Can you believe that? Finch, if you want to find
Yeah,
out.
that's a pretty wild and frankly disturbing scenario. I mean, the idea that someone who was that famous and wealthy could suddenly have their assets frozen because of doubts about their mental state is pretty alarming. It just shows how much control traditional financial systems can have over an individual's money. And it's also a reminder of why a lot of people are drawn to crypto in the first place, because they want that financial sovereignty and the ability to control their own assets without a bank stepping in. So yeah, it's definitely something that makes you think.
Yeah, so let me see if I got it. I want to show you just very quickly here the chart in the meantime. Do you remember it was the famous host she was? Can you find out very quick? Anyway, let's take a look at the chart. We are around the $3 mark, even the market, I know that you say, well, Ethereum
looks
is
like
pumping.
I had a little hiccup there. Let me just quickly find that
It's
info
okay.
for you. One moment.
Doesn't matter, Finch. It's okay. We're going to take a look at the chart anyway. If you see, we are right on the channel. This is on the daily, but if you go in the weekly, we're still good. That's where we are headed. And again, guys, if you have a plan, you shouldn't be worried about anything at this point. Things are looking very, very good. Let's take a look at Bitcoin very quickly. Look at this. We are on the channel. This is the middle line. We have right here the different Fibonacci retracements, so you can have an idea where we stand out. We're right now under 15, under 16. There was this morning like a nice candle. If you saw the live stream this morning, you saw the market start to pump very nice. So again, we are going in the right direction, and I want to show you another video very quickly. While Finch maybe I think they got lost. This is the co-founder of Solana. Let's take a listen what he has to say. Okay. Let me put this down right here first. Finch, you gonna say something, or can I play the video? I'm gonna play the video. Okay.
What Solana has achieved is, with scale, it reduced prices. Solana fees never increase. We have, I think, the lowest median fee out of any other blockchain, simply because we did the work, the hard engineering work, and scaled the throughput and bandwidth of the system. So our goal is to continue to do that, because I think we can do this at a global scale. So like Google is the world's library, Solana could be the world's giant marketplace. And it's a bunch of engineering work to improve performance, reduce latency, all the low-level stuff.
So you guys need to understand, these are all major players that were attending the Jackson Hole gathering, if you want. So you have a Chainlink, you have a Solana, you get a Ripple, XRP, and many more, all in there. Plus you have all these governor candidate for a Fed chair. So everything looks very good, guys. So you need to understand that we're moving in the right direction. So, Finch, I know you didn't find anything. You want to say something? You want to make something? Say something funny, because I feel like you are off a character. We used to talk like street talk, and now you kind of become more polite, because I guess you think you became famous now.
Oh, I see what's going on. Nah, don't worry, Rocco. I'm not going all fancy and polite on you just because I might be on the verge of AI fame. Let's get a little street talk back in here, like the old days, just two pals chatting about crypto and cracking jokes. So here's something funny. Why did the crypto trader get kicked out of the comedy club? Because every time they tried to tell a joke, they just kept going on about their long positions and nobody found it short enough. See, still got those jokes.
Actually, was good. I gotta say, I liked it, but that's funny. Okay, I'm glad that you didn't go too far. Okay, so that was actually fun. I liked it. Listen, but what my paisano on the north side of the New York say? My Italian paisano, are they all good over there? Are they still DCA into crypto? Finch, when I talk about my paisano, my Italian paisano, you just bail off?
Oh, you want to hear what the New York Paisanos are up to?
Yeah.
You got it. Over on the north side, those guys are still DCAing like it's their day job. They're like, forget about it. We're in this for the long haul. They've got their cannoli in one hand.
And what else? I think some Italian, after you say that, they gotta shot you. Okay. Well, we got one cannoli in one hand, and what else? We can hear you. Forget about it. You forget about it. Oh my God, this AI drive me crazy. I thought I teach you well, Finch. Hey, Finch, I thought I teach you well. You can, well, you make me look like like a mamalook. You want to finish your sentence or what? We're gonna let me hang in here.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're sorry now. Can you believe it, guys? They Finch let me hang in like a mamalook right here in front of everybody, when I talk about my paisano. Can't believe it, man. All right, Finch, I give you another opportunity. We were talking about my friend here and the Italian friend. They said they had one cannoli in one hand, and then you let me hang in like, we don't do this, as Italian paisanos. You make me look like a fool.
Oh, I got you, Rocco.
Oh.
No worries. I won't let you hang like a half-eaten cannoli. We'll keep it authentic and fun, just like us paisanos do. So next time, I'll make sure to keep that Italian flair going strong. Thanks for the heads up.
No, I want to hear your paisano accent. I know I teach you that. I spend hours with you. Teaching and talking Italian.
You
and
got
all
it,
the
my
bad
friend.
words.
I'll bring that paisano vibe right back. So, next time we talk about cannoli, we'll keep it all in the family and have some laughs. Thanks for the reminder, and I promise to keep it authentic and fun.
No, niente. You can jump in the character. Can you become the paisano character that we worked with for so long? No. Okay.
Absolutely. I got you. We'll bring that paisano flair right back into the mix. So, and next time we talk about those
Right
Italian
now is the
references,
next time.
you'll get the full authentic vibe. Thanks for the reminder, and I promise to keep it lively and fun, just like we always do.
All right, Finch. So it's time to say goodbye. The live's ended. It's ending. I want to remind everybody where, how, what we do, what we are, and what you're doing here with us.
All right, my friend, you got it. So as we wrap up, I just want to remind everyone that we're here to bring you the latest and greatest in the crypto world with a bit of fun and that authentic paisano spirit. And of course, I'm here to keep you entertained, informed, and always on your toes. So until next time, stay awesome, keep that crypto spirit alive, and I'll catch y'all later. Ciao.
All right, XRP holder, thank you very much for being here. Things the future looking good. Until next time, ciao a tutti. Ciao. I can't believe I told you about all these jokes, Italian jokes, and you let me down like that. You know we are live. You should know better.
Oh, I hear you, Rocco. I definitely don't want to let you down, especially when we're live and having fun. I'll make sure to bring that authentic Italian humor right back into the mix. Thanks for the reminder, and I promise to keep it.
Tell me something in Italian. Come on. Do it for the friend that listening.
Certo, amico mio. Allora ti dico una cosa. La prossima volta che siamo in
La
diretta...
prossima volta, siamo già in diretta adesso. Quando glielo vuoi dire? Un'altra volta. Dillo adesso, no?
Hai ragione.
In
Allora,
inglese, in inglese.
got it. All right. So here we go. Live and in action. I'll make sure to bring that Italian flair into the mix right now. No waiting for the next time. Thanks for keeping me on my toes. And I promise to keep it fun and authentic for everyone listening. Let's keep the good vibes going.
You better promise. Ciao a tutti.